the FBI and the IRS that you made a huge deposit. So now you're on watch. Okay. And they're going to want to know where that money came from. And they might even take that money away from you because they're going to say, oh, maybe this is drug related or some illegal activity. It's happened quite a bit. Now, the Congress has passed laws that kind of restrict the IRS from doing that. But the IRS has noted to doing that. There's been businesses, cash businesses that they were depositing in, like 4 or 5, 10,000 a day. And, they got tired of having to fill the forms out. So they figured, here's what I'll do. I'll go in the morning and deposit 4,000. I'll go in the afternoon and deposit the remainder, right? To keep it under the 10,000. Now, then you're under the scrutiny all the more. Yeah. So, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. But just think about this. If anything happened with a banking crisis, they can sit there and say, well, you know what? We'll give you $200. Or they can sit there and say, I'm sorry, we can't give you any of your money. And what are you going to do? It's not your money anymore. Once you put it in the bank, you think it's your money. It is not your money anymore. It's now the property of the bank. Think about that. You gave it to them.
Yeah, believe me, I don't like using banks. I dread it because they're like they have a license to pretty much extort people. I mean, really, they can do whatever they want. Nothing you can do about it. And if you try to do what they do, they're going to get you for racketeering, extortion, loan sharking, and all kind of charges. So it's kind of one way.
Yeah, but could you think about that? If you don't believe me, Google it. Or go ask your banker. Go ask the manager at your local bank if your money in your bank account is actually yours or property of the bank. And they're going to tell you that money belongs to the bank. Now, if anything happens, they don't have to give you back your money. You could just lose it. Or they can sit there and restrict how much money you can pull out each day or each week. It's scary. It is really scary. I'm not trying to scare people, but that's how it is.
Yeah, I don't like them. I don't like the way they're set up. I think it's one way, and they're just, there's just a lot that could go wrong there. I agree with you on that stuff. I've seen it happen.
Yeah. Have you ever figured if we ever had a solar flare and it took out the internet, even for a week, or if it took down the grid system totally for a year or two, you're broke. Whatever money you have on you and whatever you have at the home, in your home or in your mattress or in your garage or buried in your backyard is the only thing you're going to have because the ATMs aren't going to work. The banks aren't going to, nothing is going to work because they don't know how much money you have.
No, nothing's going to work. And as far as that goes, the economy would probably just break down and shut down as far as that goes.
It would collapse instantaneously. If we had a solar flare, it took out the grid system, the economy is now history. It's over with. It's gone. Don't even have to worry about making your house payments anymore because how can you? Why bother going to work? You're going to probably have a job because they're not going to be able to be open. Who's going to buy a car? It can't run. Who's going to be? How can they even assemble a car in a manufacturing plant? Nothing is going to work. Just think about that.
Nope.
It'll be like the Walking Dead TV series minus the zombies. Of course, the zombies might be the politicians and the bankers walking around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It'd be a nightmare. That's for sure. And boy, that would be awful. If people think it's going to be bad, no, that would be bad because, like I say, there'd be no construction, nothing. You'd have to walk to work if you even worked.
Well, yeah, what's going to be open with no power?
Well, that's a good point. A perfect example. Just where I live around here, a few months ago, I went to the store. The internet was down. They couldn't sell nothing because they couldn't figure 7% on the dollar on paper to sell you nothing. They would refuse to sell anything because the internet was down, and they couldn't sell nothing.
Well, okay, but I put it this way. If the trucks can't run, cars can't run because of a solar flare, they're not going to be getting in any more supplies. That's over and done with. Okay, so don't worry about, trying to figure out how much something costs. It's going to cost whatever they ask for. That's what it's going to cost. But, we are looking for that. That's what I don't understand. We can sit there and dump billions of dollars every which way. Crazy in this country. But we can't fix our grid system. But we can certainly add more miles to the wall, which people are climbing over the wall and going through the wall or going under it. But you know what? We don't bother fixing the grid system because you know what? It hasn't happened now, and we'll worry about it when it happens. When it happens, guys, we're in a SOL, many of problems. We are going to be really in a situation where society is going to break down really freaking fast. And that is what's scary.
Yeah, and perfect example is like, if there's no internet, they shut the store down. Imagine if there's nothing, the whole country's going to shut down real quick, like real fast.
Well, that's what I've been saying. And you worried about your temperature last week? If we lost our grid system tonight.
Yeah, we'd all be freezing.
Yeah, how many people are going to die? How many people, let's face it, even the generators, okay, if they're not in a Faraday cage, the generator backups aren't going to work. If you have a nuclear plant near you, it's going to go, wild and it's going to have a meltdown. So it's going to catch us in so many different ways. But you know what? We can spend money every which way. We can spend, $1 million to find out, well, guess what? Rats can learn to drive a model electric car.
That's right.
Yeah. It's ridiculous what our money is spent for. I think it's time we get a whole new load of politicians. I think that Congress and senators should only have one term, not 2 terms, and they should have 2 years and they're out. Simple as that.
That's one way of doing it. And another thing that's kind of weird is our technology is, I believe, you ever see them shows where they have, like in Star Trek, they have a lot of big technology, but they're riding horses. Well, our technology is kind of like, we should be way past fossil fuels, but we're not. That's what's weird, and all these other things. And
but what? Oh, come on, James. What companies make all the money?
Oh, I know.
Oil companies. And then you have the car manufacturers. You got all those people that, are deep into our pockets. Now, they could have came out years ago with electric cars that we wouldn't have to be using fossil fuel. But they're not going to get rich off of it. What are you going to do? You buy a car, right? You plug it in and recharge it. Now, what are they going to do? Raise your power bill up drastically because they know you have a car and you have to recharge it? No. The point is they're not going to make any money off of us. So long as we can keep pumping oil out of the ground, there's not going to be electric cars. You can have somebody like, who's running for president, who's a billionaire, like one of the richest guys in the world, and sit there and saying, well, within 15 years, if I'm president, we're going to ban conventional cars and it'll all have to be electric. Well, why didn't somebody do that long time? No, come on, because the big oil companies lobby the Congress, lobby the Senate, and lobby the president. Come on. It's not going to happen as long as we can get the blood out of the ground.
That's right. The pharmaceutical companies and the oil companies, they are the rulers of the world, basically.
Yeah. Can you imagine you got some disease or you have some illness, right? And you have to have this medicine to keep you alive. But the medicine costs you $10,000 a month. Now your insurance company says, well, we can't pay that $10,000 a month. So you know what? you die. Now, yeah, it maybe cost a lot of money to come up with that medicine that drug company has come out with. But not. They already proved a point with it with a couple of them. They are, how can I say it? Some of those drug companies are the biggest scammers out there in the world. They don't care if that medicine you take, number one, helps you or not. They don't care how much you have to pay for it, number two. And have you ever seen these commercials for virtually any of them on TV? The side effects. Oh, my God. The side effects. Besides, well, you could have this, you can have this, and you can have this, and or you could die. Now, why would I want to take, your medicine when, my eyes are going to be opening and closing and I can't control it, or my arms are swinging in the air and I can't control it, or I could die? Well, come on.
Yeah. They want to keep you sick. That's the thing. They don't want to heal you. They want to keep you sick. They can invent a light bulb, too, that could last forever. But they got to make the kilowatts so small they burn out once in a while, so you keep buying them. It's about making the money. Absolutely. You're 100% right.
They don't want anything to last. Okay, that's the whole point. I mean, you buy a light bulb, you get a year or two off of it. You go buy an LED bulb, and it says, oh, it's warranted for 17 years. Well, gee, after a year and a half, it quits working. What do? Well, do you have the receipt? No. Well, I'm sorry. Well, but it says it's guaranteed to last 17 years. Well, that is only if you turn it on 3 minutes a day.
Mm-hmm.
Just like one of the TVs I bought before Christmas. It has this huge warranty on it. But then when you read the the reliability and all this stuff on it, it's based on watching it 1 hour a day. Oh, okay. I got a year warranty based on watching it 1 hour a day. How do you know how many? You got a timer in it? To know that I've been watching it 10 hours a day and it only lasts 6 months? What can I say? That's how things are gotten in this country.
Right, and that mindset will never get us an advancement because it's all set about making money and greed, and that's what will keep us from ever truly advancing into enlightenment, as they say.
Oh, yeah. And don't forget, on Friday again, we're going to be talking about UFOs and abductions. Next week, we're going to be talking about, again, UFOs and all that strange stuff. Anyway, we're going for break. We'll be back in 8 minutes with our guest, Kevin Miller. And he's going to be talking about what dark secrets in his family, going back to the 1920s, it cost his whole family to change their name. And he only found out by accident. And he wrote a book called Heart of Steel. So we'll find that out here next on Night Dreams Talk Radio with me, Gary. We'll be back.
Maggot was a biker and drove his motorcycle very fast. Drove a big chop Harley with a gang color jacket and ran down citizens for laughs. He had an old lady named Petula who packed an automatic 45 gun. They had just come up from California where they'd shot 6 cops for fun. Jake, he thought he was the best there was, as down the interstate he saw, till the day he tangled with the county sheriff who they all called 104. It was late on a Thursday evening, and Jake, he was feeling kind of mean, cause he just run out of his favorite drug, you know, the one called amphetamine. So we sauntered up to Petula, and he said, say, baby, let's split. There's a little gas station on down the road that might be fun to hit. So they drove up to the station, and they both jumped off of Jake's ride. They were up to derision at Jake's decision as they both saw to the inside. The attendant, he was an old man, and you know he didn't think it very funny. When Petula pulled out that great big gun, said, honey, give me all your money. Well, they old man opened up the cash drawer, and Jake grabbed the money and ran. With the tool out the door to the big chop parlor,